All right, so we're back and ready to dive into another exciting deep dive. Today, it's all about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, their recent win against the Steelers. Huge win.
Huge win is an understatement. I mean, they clinched the AFC's #1 seed, and this article, Chiefs clinch AFC's #1 seed by riding defense to victory over Steelers, breaks it all down.
It's wild.
But you know what's really on everyone's mind, right?
The three-peat?
The potential three-peat. Can they actually pull it off? Can they get another Super Bowl ring? That's what we're going to unpack today.
It's kind of crazy how different things are for them this Christmas compared to last year.
Last Christmas.
Remember, they lost to the Raiders. Their playoff hopes were like...
hanging by a thread.
Exactly. Now look at them. Dominant win, clear path to the Super Bowl. What a turnaround.
It's a complete 180. It's remarkable. But what really impressed me was their defense. They shut down the Steelers, and get this, without Chris Jones.
Their star defensive player.
Exactly. The article highlights 5 sacks on Russell Wilson, Justin Reed's interception, Trent McDuffie's forced fumble.
The entire defense stepped up, big time.
It's like they have a system, a strategy that doesn't rely on just one superstar.
Totally. Creating pressure, forcing turnovers, that's what wins championships.
So it's not just about individual talent, it's about the system. It makes you wonder if losing a key player, even someone like Jones, isn't as big of a deal as we think.
Right. Now let's talk offense. Mahomes, another stellar performance. 29 of 38 passes completed, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Classic Mahomes.
He was using those shovel passes.
Hold on. Shovel passes. For those of us who aren't, fluent in Mahomes, can you break that down?
Oh, sure. It's this short, quick pass, almost like an underhand toss. Mahomes uses it to catch defenses off guard, like when they're expecting a longer throw or a run play. Super effective, especially in the red zone.
So it's like a secret weapon?
Kinda, yeah. And then there are the deep throws.
The bombs.
Exactly. But it's not just about arm strength. Mahomes has incredible field vision, knows exactly when to launch those throws.
And he always seems to find his receivers, even when they're covered.
Surgical precision. And speaking of receivers, we got to talk about Travis Kelce.
Broke the Chiefs' all-time touchdown reception record.
Passing Tony Gonzalez, 77 touchdowns.
Plus 84 yards and a touchdown just in this game. Unbelievable.
So wait, Kelce, he's not just breaking records. He's a constant threat, reliable. And that impacts the Chiefs' future. A tight end who can consistently make big plays, that's how you build a dynasty.
It's about consistency. The article also mentions the Chiefs' offense thriving, even with a mix of rookies and veterans on the field.
Fascinating, right?
Yeah, only 69 rushing yards. Not exactly a balanced attack.
But Mahomes, he elevates everyone around him. Rookie receiver, 7th-round running back. They were making key plays.
He makes everyone look good.
It definitely takes some pressure off the coaching staff.
Okay, so the Chiefs were dominant. But what about the Steelers? What were they trying to do to counter this offensive juggernaut?
Well, they tried to mix things up. Brought back some injured players, hoping to strengthen their defense and give George Pickens, their star receiver, more opportunities.
Pickens is a beast. And what about Russell Wilson? Any impact? The article mentioned his mobility.
Oh, yeah. He had 55 rushing yards and a touchdown. They wanted to use his ability to scramble, make plays outside the pocket.
But some people are saying their strategy was flawed from the get-go. What do you think?
Tough to say. On paper, it seemed sound, but the Chiefs' defense was just too good. They anticipated Wilson's moves and contained him.
So, good strategy, but better execution by the Chiefs.
Exactly. One step ahead the entire game.
All right, so the Chiefs shut them down. But what does this win actually mean for the playoff? Big picture stuff.
Well, for the Chiefs, it's huge. AFC's top seed means a bye week. A week off before the playoffs even begin. Time to rest, heal up, plan for the divisional round.
Smart.
Plus, they get home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. All their games at Arrowhead Stadium.
And for our listeners who aren't diehard football fans, why is home field advantage such a big deal?
Imagine this. You're playing in front of your home crowd, tens of thousands of fans cheering you on, the energy, the support. It's a huge advantage, especially in high-pressure games.
Psychological edge.
Plus, the other team has to travel. Disrupts their routines, preparation, it all adds up.
So it's not just about the crowd, it's about the mental game and logistics.
Totally. Now, for the Steelers, this loss, not ideal. They're fighting for control of the AFC North.
AFC North. So for our listeners, that's the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, right?
That's right. The Steelers have one last game against the Bengals. And that game, well, it'll decide their playoff fate.
Talk about contrasting Christmases, huh? Chiefs cruising, Steelers scrambling. But let's get back to the Chiefs. Their Super Bowl run. Can they really get a three-peat?
They're definitely on the right track. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's rewind for a second. Those key moments from the Steelers game.
Like Kelce's record-breaking touchdown. That was insane. The look on his face.
Pure joy. And the crowd went wild. But it wasn't just any touchdown. It was Mahomes at his best.
Reading the field, finding his receiver. Classic Mahomes to Kelce connection.
Mahomes, that throw, dropped it right into Kelce's hands. No
Yeah.
defender had a chance.
Textbook. Individual brilliance and perfect execution makes you love football.
Absolutely. And these moments, they fuel the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They've got the momentum, the talent, the leadership.
But the playoffs, they're unpredictable. Anything can happen.
That's what makes it exciting, right? And that's what we'll talk about next. The Chiefs' chances, their potential opponents, all the factors that could make or break their Super Bowl dreams. Stay tuned.
Stay with us.
So we were just talking about the playoffs and how anything can happen. But right now, the Chiefs look unstoppable. Do you really think anyone can challenge them?
Well, I hate to be the one to say it, but the Chiefs are not invincible.
I mean,
Remember last year?
oh yeah,
Everyone thought they'd win it all and then
surprise exit.
gone. But this year does feel different, right? They seem so much more, focused and determined. But there are some seriously tough contenders in the AFC this year.
For sure.
The Bills have Josh Allen. He can throw the ball a mile, runs like a gazelle.
And then there's Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah, Burrow and Jamar Chase with the Bengals. That duo.
Lights up the scoreboard every time. Don't forget about the Ravens.
Amar Jackson.
Yeah, his ability to improvise, total game changer.
So even with the Chiefs playing so well, it's not a guarantee. This is going to be an interesting few weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this brings us back to the Chiefs and their last regular season game.
Against the Broncos.
They've already clinched the top seed. So
Meaningless game. Doesn't really matter for the playoffs.
makes you wonder if Coach Reed will rest his starters. Why risk injury in a game that doesn't matter?
Especially when you have the Super Bowl in sight, right?
Exactly. But then again, playing them might help them stay sharp.
Keep the momentum going. It's a tough call. What do you think Reed will do? Play it safe.
I think he'll probably rest his key players. He's a smart coach.
Yeah.
Knows the bigger picture is more important. We'll probably see some of the backups get a chance to shine. But Mahomes, Kelce, I doubt they'll be out there for long.
Speaking of Kelce, that record-breaking touchdown.
Historic for Kelce and the entire Chiefs franchise.
It wasn't just any touchdown. It was the Mahomes to Kelce connection.
Perfectly placed pass.
No defender could touch it.
They've been playing together for so long.
They're like...
They can read each other's minds. It highlights that chemistry.
It's not just them, though. The article also mentions the entire offense, even the rookies, seem to thrive under Mahomes' leadership.
He makes everyone around him better.
Instills confidence. Brings out the best in their abilities.
That's what separates the good from the great.
It's not just about individual talent. It's about leadership. Inspiring your teammates.
Exactly. And that's why Mahomes is so dangerous.
Phenomenal athlete, a leader who makes the entire team better. So the Chiefs have a great offense, a solid defense, and a coach who wins championships.
But no team is perfect, right?
Every team has weaknesses. What are the Chiefs? Where are they vulnerable?
Well, their run game isn't quite as dominant as their passing game, that is.
So if a team could somehow slow down Mahomes in that passing attack.
That would be the key.
But how do you do that?
It's easier said than done. Mahomes can extend plays, find open receivers. It's almost impossible to completely shut down their passing game.
So if you focus on stopping the run.
You leave yourself vulnerable to the pass.
And if you focus on the pass.
The run game opens up.
And the catch-22. They force you to choose.
So it sounds like the Chiefs are a very complete team. Let's go back to the Steelers. Must-win situation against the Bengals. What are their chances?
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. The Bengals are playing well.
I'm playing at home.
Plus, the Steelers haven't looked that great lately. Not the same team we saw earlier in the season.
But they have some things working in their favor. Russell Wilson is a winner. And
their defense can still make plays. So we shouldn't count them out just yet. Definitely not. They'll be fighting for that playoff spot.
It's going to be a close one. But let's switch gears for a moment. We've talked about the Chiefs and the Steelers. We've looked at the AFC playoff race. But what about the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl.
The ultimate prize. Here's the question I've been thinking about. Can anyone stop them from winning another Super Bowl, I mean? Are we watching the beginning of a Chiefs dynasty?
I mean, that's the big question, right?
It is.
No easy answer. They're definitely the favorites right now. But the playoffs are a different story.
You're saying there's still hope for the rest of the AFC?
Of course. We've talked about the Bills, Bengals, Ravens. They could all pull off an upset.
They all have the potential.
The Bills, their offense is explosive.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. They could go head-to-head with the Chiefs. Bengals have that Burrow-Chase connection.
Unstoppable.
And Lamar Jackson, he can single-handedly turn a game around.
So it's not a sure thing that the Chiefs will win it all.
Not at all. The AFC is full of talent this year. It's going to be a battle. The Chiefs can't get complacent.
They can't relax.
Nope. Got to be at their best every single week if they want that three-peat.
3 in a row. That would be incredible. It really does feel like we're watching history in the making.
But, playoffs are unpredictable. Anything can happen.
One bad game.
One injury.
Changes everything.
That's the beauty of sports, though, right?
Keeps us on the edge of our seats.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, what should we be watching for as we head into the playoffs? What could make or break the Chiefs' chances?
Give us the inside scoop.
Well, staying healthy is huge.
Makes sense.
Can't afford to lose any key players to injuries. We saw what happened when Chris Jones was out.
Their defense wasn't the same.
Exactly. They got to keep their stars healthy. Another thing, they need to be able to adapt to different opponents, different game plans. They'll be facing the best of the best. Those teams are going to be studying them, looking for weaknesses.
So it's not just about playing your own game. You have to be able to adjust.
Counter their strategies.
Yeah.
Make those in-game adjustments. Crucial. And then there's the mental aspect.
Oh, yeah. The pressure, the playoffs.
It can get to you.
Yeah.
We've seen teams fall apart under that pressure.
Even the favorites.
Even the favorites.
Yeah.
The Chiefs need to stay focused.
Stay calm.
Avoid those mental errors.
Keep their cool.
Yeah. That's what makes the playoffs so interesting, right?
Funny.
It's a test of skill, but also mental toughness.
It's a whole other level of competition.
Well, it definitely sounds like the playoffs are going to be a wild ride.
Oh, yeah.
The Chiefs are the team to beat.
Yeah.
But they have a target on their backs. Plenty of teams want to take them down.
I can't wait to see how it all plays out. The AFC playoffs are going to be epic.
I'm excited.